Southern Nevada is known for bright neon lights and intense summer heat. But one of our most unique environmental features is the shape and angle of the Las Vegas Valley, best described as a giant, tilted bowl. The shape of our ground can cause stormwater to move quickly, sweeping up debris and waste left on the ground. That is especially noteworthy during the first heavy rain that falls after an extended period without precipitation. This phenomenon is nicknamed the first flush.
When we talk about the first flush, what that means is that in dry periods, pollutants consolidate and increase on paved surfaces and impervious surfaces. And then when it rains, all of that pollutants washes off of those impervious surfaces into the storm drain system all at once.
There's a common misunderstanding about where this water goes. Unlike water from your home, stormwater receives no treatment before it returns to Lake Mead.
We have two separate storm sewer systems in the Las Vegas Valley. We have a sanitary sewer system, that's the sewer that comes from homes and businesses that goes to the wastewater treatment plants. The stormwater that falls on the streets and goes into the storm drains ends up going untreated through Las Vegas Wash and into Lake Mead.
The front line of defense against this pollution begins on the hundreds of active construction sites across the valley. Gil Cruz, a water quality specialist with Clark County, spends his days ensuring that builders follow best management practices, or BMPs.
On a construction site, the typical BMPs that we see, they're protecting the storm drain inlets. We want to make sure that they're protected during construction. We also use bumper plates to keep sediment from leaving the site. There's also use of street sweepers and hand sweeping to maintain any debris that does leave the site.
In the desert, protecting against pollution at a construction site is constant work because a storm can hit without warning. Gil explains that the responsibility for this vigilance lies with the contractors.
The construction site is responsible. Obviously, we can't be here every day to inspect a site, so they're responsible to monitor and maintain, and they are supposed to inspect after a rain event themselves to inspect their BMPs, ensure that they're still in service or serviceable, and then replace them or maintain them.
On any active construction site, you can observe the effectiveness of these temporary barriers. While they are vital, they have their limits, specifically designed for what experts call a stormwater quality event. In the Las Vegas Valley, this is also called a 2-year rain event.
This is a wattle, straw wattle, or a fiber roll with sandbags to weigh it down. And the idea is that as stormwater flows to these wattles, the sediment is slowed down and drops out before the water carries over.
It's impossible to try to install temporary BMPs for storm events larger than a 2-year rain event.
So the idea is that these are designed to reduce and minimize the amount of sediment that leaves a site, but not entirely eliminate it.
Right, absolutely. The water has to go somewhere, and to try to keep all of the sediment in is almost impossible. Nothing is 100%, but the attempt to control and retain as much as possible.
Stormwater protection isn't just about dirt and gravel. It's also about containing chemicals and sanitary waste. Even the placement of a portable toilet is a strategic decision.
On these porta-potties, we have a couple of BMPs that are in place. We have them secured to keep them from tipping, which is a required BMP for a porta-potty. We have containment around all of them for spills from inside. And so we're looking really good. Until I look at the location, the overall location, this project is coming to completion. And so there's not a lot of places to put these, but one of the places that you shouldn't put it is near a storm drain inlet.
This concept of secondary containment, a bucket for the bucket, is a requirement for all liquid materials on a site.
All liquid containers, once they're open, it has to either be stored on secondary containment or under roof. This one is a good example of how your liquid material should be stored when on a construction site.
And the idea, right, is that if you have a spill or a leak of one of these containers, it goes into that secondary containment unit rather than onto the soil and eventually draining off the site.
Some BMPs serve dual purposes, protecting both the water and the very air we breathe.
So one example is this rumble box behind you that is used to reduce the amount of track out from a construction site. That's an air quality benefit and a stormwater benefit, because the air quality benefit is that it's not creating dust as vehicles travel on the paved roads and kick up that sediment and create dust storms. But it also helps reduce the amount of sediment that ends up on the paved roads that can be carried into waterways when it storms.
As trucks leave the site clean, it reduces the amount of sediment that could eventually be washed into a storm drain miles away. While physical barriers like wattles and rumble boxes are important, both John and Gil agree that the most powerful tool for environmental mitigation is a well-informed workforce.
During the course of a stormwater inspection, I'm responsible to ensure that they have their BMPs in place and to educate them, to educate the superintendent, the site superintendent, the project manager, the construction company on site. We found that the best BMP is education.
For more information on the next contractor training, visit Regional Flood and search Stormwater Training. Protecting our water supply is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires constant maintenance, site inspections, and a commitment to keeping our stormwater as clean as possible.